Hi everyone, welcome to the fans of GomTV MSL Season 4. I'm your caster Big Fan. Today we're gonna have a PVZ, KaL versus Jaedong. So our Protoss KaL, I was looking at 2007 stats. He was looking at around 75% win rate versus Zergs, and that was about 416 game sample size, so pretty decent stats actually from him, very surprising. Our Zerg Jaedong, who himself is quite the strong player as well. He's about 60% in 27 games, but keep in mind Jaedong did win the last OSL versus Torque. So I am expecting a back and forth series here. This should be quite electrifying. First map is going to be Blue Storm, so we will see who will be grabbing the first game. Fighting. So our purple Protoss, top right, is going to be KaL. And our yellow Zerg, bottom left, is going to be Jaedong. We've seen a couple games on this map, the most notable being the Bisu versus Jaedong game, and that was a really nice long macro game which Jaedong won. So I believe if Jaedong is able to show us the same mental fortitude and grit, he more than likely will have a good chance of taking this series. Now we do see the forward or the pylon in the natural from KaL. We'll have to see if it's going to be a gateway or a forge opener. On the other hand, more than likely it might be just a 12 hatch from Jaedong, but time will tell. So I don't see any pro moving out from KaL just yet. So we'll have to see, we'll have to see if he lays something down soon. There's always a chance it could be like a Nexus opener, although I think personally it would be so subtle on this map to do. Definitely not a good idea. So it looks like, yeah, it will be the 12 hatch from Jaedong. And yeah, forge opener from KaL as well. The probe is coming up to scout Jaedong's base. This will give him a lot of intel. And good thing for Jaedong, the drone will get the hatch down in time as well, so no chance of the probe blocking it or anything. Now, considering this map, again, the expansion, 2 hatch openers are quite popular, especially in the VT matchup. We'll have to see what kind of a game that, or what kind of a play that KaL will decide to do. Same with Jaedong, but we do see what looks like a cannon rush is coming in as well. Now the Overlord will be scouting this. You should be seeing the edge. We'll have to see the drone pull come in from Jaedong. So we see 3 drones. I personally don't know if this is enough, but we'll see how good the glitching is. But yeah, so it looks like it might have been a fake in this case. So just to get some drones out here. So nicely done by KaL. And the next comes in as well. So personally, I'm preferring KaL's opener so far. As I say, I think he's been playing this really well. Pools is a little over halfway done for Jaedong as well. So there'll be enough time for KaL to get his cannon down as well. And we see also the third hatch is going to be on point. Probably going to go down before the pro. No, it looks like the pro will block it. Nicely done by KaL. This will definitely buy him some time. Because keep in mind, Jaedong does know about the expansion from KaL, so he wants to get his third hatch down ASAP on location. And the first cannon about halfway then again will be on time. Gateway is coming in too. So the game has been pretty mostly stand from both players, I would say. So just looking at some stats, looks like KaL is 3-0 versus Zerg on Blue Storm. So it does bode well for him. And I believe he was a 4-0 versus Zerg this whole tournament as well. So he is in really good shape versus Zerg. On the other hand, for Jaedong, he is 3-1. Not as nice as a 3-0 for KaL, but pretty decent stat overall as well. Oh, and we see a 4th hatch as well for Jaedong. That's interesting. So this could potentially signal he's going to go on some kind of aggressive play. We'll have to see what he does as well, like what kind of a follow-up he does. But killing this probe, extremely important, because this probe is giving KaL a lot of intel about what Jaedong is doing, basically. Now we do see the cores coming down as well, so I do expect this target to come up, and the first Zealot is being rallied across the map as well. Now the Zealot will be caught by the 4 Lings, and this would be a really nice catch for Jaedong if he manages to kill the Zealot as well. But nice turnaround from KaL as well. No, it looks like, yeah, he should definitely turn around at this point. He doesn't want to lose that first Zealot, but the second one is joining the fray, so he should be able to chase away the Zerglings. And +1 attack is also coming in, and oh, Citadel of Edu, okay, that's interesting. So, I mean, considering he is playing against Zerg, I do wonder if this would kind of be like a Storm open, so maybe High Templars with like a Gateway Flood. Because keep in mind, again, KaL does see what Jaedong is up to. He is getting his +1. He knows that, you know, it's 4 hatches as well. There's no Hydrogen inside, so he doesn't have to be worried about that either. So he's kind of checking off his options. So 2-second gateway, I do expect a 3rd gateway to come down as well. It might also just be +1 Zealot speed too. That's another option as well, slipped my mind. We've seen several players do it now in ASL in recent years, and it's quite powerful as well if the Zerg is not ready for it. Of course, Jaedong does scout the Citadel. He does scout. Oh, and we see the Hydrogen as well in the expansion, which I don't believe has been scouted just yet by KaL. So if Jaedong has managed to get a couple of Hydras out and all the way across the map, with the 1 cannon and a couple of Zealots, KaL would have a hard time defending Hydras, especially with the micro of Jaedong. So no, I am expecting that we might see maybe another gateway or 2 potentially. I mean, the pylon location is very interesting to me, but there is quite a bit of Zerglings out. So I feel like this should clue KaL in that if something is off, because there's so many Zerglings here. And while it's typical that you have a lot of them, I mean, that's where's the gas going to, right? Like, it's been running gas for a while. There must be a Spire den somewhere. Plus, Zergling speed isn't even done just yet for Jaedong either. And I believe it usually should be done at this point. But KaL does have quite the fearsome army as well. And he will be able to catch the Zerglings of Jaedong. Gets a single kill. Not too bad for him. Every small kill is a win. And it looks like speed has kicked in as well. The Templar is coming in too. And the first couple of highs are out as well. We will have to see how Jaedong handles this. Looks like KaL will be wrapped. No, looks like he might be wrapping around the 3rd location as well. It would not be a bad idea too. But there's enough Hydras here that this can definitely be turned away. And keep in mind, Jaedong's eco looks fantastic so far. He hasn't been hurt in any way, shape, or form. He's gotten essentially to the economy he wants. Now, +1 is done though for KaL. He does have a sizable army as well, and he is moving all the way back and forth. So there is a chance he might be attacking the 3rd location. But again, I firstly believe Jaedong has more than enough with good micro to push us back. Now, it's interesting we see Overlord speed is finished. No Crusaders out on the map just yet, but this does mean that there is a chance for drops coming in later on as well. Likewise, also keep in mind the fact that there is a chance for lurkers to come in too. Wow, and that is a lot of hiders, honestly. But there is a lot of zealous speed lots as well for KaL. And we see a couple more gateways coming up, or at least another gateway, and high tempers are out as well. So Jaedong is doing a great job. He is trying to get control of the ramp outside the usual third expansion of KaL. And it looks like he will get at least a single zealot, probably a couple of zealots as well. Beautiful block. That's 2 zealots. Probably a third. He's going to deny any potential for a third base as well from KaL. So we have to see what KaL is able to do at this point, because that is a lot of units. I'm not sure he should. Looking at the time, I believe should have Storm ready. So we have to see what the storms are like. So first time, beautiful first storm. That is a nice dodge though from Jaedong. Fantastic second and third storm. And that is a lot of dead hiders as well. So that's exactly what KaL needed basically. So he is going to be pushing Jaedong back. And this will allow him to take his third base behind as well. The question is, he's already used 3 storms. He potentially has 1 more storm, I believe, but I can't see any more than that. Of course, we do see the 4th coming down from Jaedong. The 3rd is going to be coming down from KaL as well. Very short. It's going to be mineral only though, no gas. And obviously less mineral fields as well compared to the usual expansion, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, KaL does have a sizable iron, but Jaedong does have a nice spread on a nice concave. So KaL definitely can engage this from my perspective. Although it looks like he is going to try, but that is a beautiful High Templar snipe. The High Templars are extremely important basically because it was the High Templars that helped KaL defend that Jaedong push basically. Now the way things are, Jaedong can technically take the 12 o'clock base as his 5th, and then potentially push into the main and the expansion, just thinking about the follow-ups basically. Now interesting to see some cannons in the mineral lines, so it's likely that KaL anticipates a Muta switch just to snipe the High Templar. It's not a bad idea, but we do see lurkers are finished as well. Against this heavy zealot composition, KaL can definitely is in trouble basically. Now I would love to see, I haven't seen the robo just yet, so I don't believe observers are out just yet. It could be wrong though. We are 10 minutes into the game. But both players are playing this really, really well. I believe that Jaedong's position is the better position at this point, though, just everything considered. Oh, it looks like drops are coming in as well, so at least the 2 cans there will help. So we'll have to see if he's going to be dropping into the back of the main, and I think that's definitely a better idea than the expansion. Then he can easily put some lurkers near the divider between the main and the expansion. And does KaL see this? Is he actually turning back? No, KaL's army is in the middle of the map, and he's not going to be catching it, and this is going to be extremely successful as well. On the other hand, KaL is trying to push the middle, and he may be able to. He has enough units here. But honestly, KaL doesn't really have any units at home back here. But Jaedong is, oh wow, those are beautiful storms as well. The Hydra's are they all melt as well. And come on, Jaedong is not even paying attention to this. Okay, finally he's paying attention as well. So the lurkers will finally go down. We can see this one lurk is doing a lot of damage as well. And with the cannon down as well, the last observer, this means that this main is forfeit for KaL. He's going to be losing a lot of probes as well if he doesn't pull A-Shap. And yeah, he's losing a lot of probes. On the other hand, what's KaL's army doing? So it looks like he's going towards the 4th o'clock. The thing is, Jaedong will still have 3 bases compared to only the, what, 1.5 mining? Because I don't think there's many probes at the 3rd base. Okay, well, I stand corrected there. But this is definitely the much nicer position from my perspective. Plus, he can once he kills the production, he can easily push into the expansion if he wants to. And there is a lot of Hydras coming in, so he's going to be able to clean this up. Although there is a nice storm, there should be a storm there. Oh, is the Nexus going to go down? Oh, and beautifully done by Jaedong. He even gets the Nexus as well. So this is a great win for him. His army is also getting bigger as well. Even though he lost his 4th, I definitely still prefer his position as well. Especially considering that a lot of KaL's army is Zealots. And the Hydra Lurker does really, really well against Zealots from my perspective. Now, upgrade-wise, we have to see, I believe Jaedong must have some Arbor upgrades. 12 minutes into the game. Could be wrong in this case, we'll have to take and see. KaL is doing a big push here, but I don't... Oh, but that is a beautiful storm in the back. A lot of the Hydras are walking into it as well. The Zealots are closing in with the Lurkers too. Jaedong honestly should be trying to snipe the Observers as well. Even then, he's still doing a great job as well. And the more he kills of the Zealots, the better for him. Because again... the main of KaL was ravaged by that drop, basically. And more than likely, a lot of those cells have been wounded as well. Now, of course, I am... Oh, and this is a nice lurker drop as well. He's going to be able to get at least... No, he doesn't even get a single probe as well. So that was a nice mini win for KaL. He is trying to re-establish his main as well. But Jaedong is going on offensive again. Again, I personally do believe he needs to snipe the Observer. Bring an Overlord or to get the Observers, because this will force KaL to pull back, especially the fact that he only just has a single goon for his AA, right? So he can't really kill the Overlords, meaning that his Observers are going to get sniped over and over again. So now Jaedong is going all the way around as well. It doesn't look like KaL is aware of this just yet. Now the probe there will be scouting the army, so KaL should be able to pull back in time. Looks like KaL is going to be splitting his army. Okay, so this can both work in his advantage or not. It depends on how he handles the situation. There is 4 lurkers are behind. This base is more likely going to be denied mining as well. But the storms can be the money storms here, right? If he gets a nice storm or two on top of the lurkers, that means this will easily be cleaned up. That is the first beautiful storm, gets the first lurker cleaned up. On the other hand, the 4th of Jaedong is going to be falling once again. It's going to be denied by the zealots. So KaL's playing this really well as well on top of that. It was a nice storm dodge as well, but the Hunters have been pushed back once again. And the Lurkers are back in again here as well. The Observers, no, they're not being picked off. Looks like Jaedong is concentrating on the Archon. And this force will be cleaned up. There should be enough here to clean up as well. So looks like KaL will restabilize and will get his 3 base eco back up again, although his main is mining out. Now there is a huge Hydra Lurker army coming in from Jaedong, so we'll have to see what the splits are like. Now that is a beautiful dodge on the first storm, but that's a beautiful second and third storm from KaL, and KaL is pushing this back, and his zealots are making headway with the Hydras as well, so they're right on top as well. So Jaedong is being pushed back, and this is not what he wants basically. So at this point, it looks like KaL is actually firmly in control of this game, deflecting a lot of the harass that Jaedong was doing, killing the 4th multiple times. And more than likely, I can see a 4th being taken by KaL, especially with the fact that he has the map control now, right? Plus, if I'm not mistaken, he has the upgrade advantage. Yeah, it looks like KaL is up 2-0 in terms of attack. It looks like Jaedong is 1 on armor, but if I'm not mistaken, that's 1-2 for Jaedong. So Jaedong actually still has 2 attacks as well. But that is a beautiful storm. That is another beautiful storm as well, and those lurkers are going to be killed as well. That's second nice storm as well, a third nice storm too, and you can see a lot of those hearts have been softened up as well. And the 4th is once again denied by a zealot this time. On the other hand, we do see the 4th being taken by KaL. So if he manages to get this up and hold it, this will only bode well for him. He can get a couple more production gateways up, and you see he's up to what, the 7 gates now, 8 gates, plus his army is growing up again, and he has what, 6 Templars in the back? No, it looks 3 of them, but that is quite a bit of Templars as well. Now 6 o'clock. I don't believe KaL is aware of this just yet. But this, he can definitely kill it with his army, especially if he scouts it. Now a beautiful first storm, but this is nicely dodged by Jaedong. Now one thing to mention, Jaedong's Hydra army is growing once again, but that is a beautiful second storm and second storm too. A nice dodge on the 3rd storm. But more and more Zeds are coming in as well. So Jaedong is again is getting into more and more in trouble as well. Looks like KaL does have enough to honestly break this if he wants to push for it. But looks like he might be content to just sit back a bit and get some more of his army rallying, because I can see some news coming in from his expansion. And if this game, if this expansion is killed, Jaedong is going to be back down to 2 mining bases. Okay, so it looks like observers are going to be joining KaL's army shortly, because he is expecting some lurkers on the low ground. Plus KaL is scouting, but looks like KaL is going to finally be pushing into the expansion, especially with the observers there. That is a beautiful storm as well on the Hydra. You can see just how many Hydras have been killed. More and more Hydras are being killed, plus the drones are dying as well, and the hatchery is down. So GG comes in from Jaedong. Looks like KaL will be taking our first game. With the first game done, let's get the second game started. Map is going to be Loki 2, fighting. So we're gonna have our blue Zerg spawning at the 8 o'clock spawn. It's gonna be Jaedong. And our orange Protoss at the 2 o'clock spawn is gonna be KaL. So this is an important game from my perspective because Jaedong does not want to be down 0-2 going into the series, especially with how well KaL is performing. We did see that really nice game from him on Blue Storm, and we've seen some nice PVZs from this MSL. Most notably, I remember the game versus Savior on Katrina as well. Of course, this map does offer several options as well. So there is the back-in base expansion, which has a gas. So Jaedong can definitely take his third there and get, faster gas, do faster tech ups as well. We could potentially put something like a 3-hatch Hydra. Although keep in mind the middle will make that strategy a lot more obsolete, so to speak. We have seen also things like an in-based hatchery and with like a Zergling all-in. I believe that was Jangbi versus might have been Orion on this exact map as well. So there is different options, each with risks and benefits. Now, would you see the gateway opener from KaL? On the other hand, we'll have to see what Jaedong decides to do. Would you see the drone is going to be blocking the entrance? We will have to see if it's going to be the hatchery first, more than likely though, because we don't see the pull down as well. So it's going to be a hatchery inside the base. Now, of course, KaL can do something that Jangbi did and got 2 probes to kill the drone. Looking at some stats on this map, ZVP 3-9. So Protoss definitely have an edge, or it seems they do on this map. The pull has come down from Jaedong. KaL still can't get into scout, so he doesn't really know what he is up against. Now, however, considering he's waiting for the gateway first, there is always a chance that he might just go for like a Nexus behind this as well. We don't see, but a lot of different options here. Now, with the Zelt out, of course, the drone will be pushed back very shortly, but the pull, 75% of the way done, 70% done, so it'll be done very shortly as well. So it looks like Jaedong is looking to take his third hatchery outside his base, so his Nat. And the probe will finally get this cut that it is looking for. Quite the crowd shooting for both players. I believe in this case, this might potentially have been KaL's fan base. Now, first is in the Zerglings aren't making, so we'll have to see what the micro is by both players. This was a nice drone. Oh, but the first drone is killed. Second drone is killed as well. Wow, this is doing actually a lot more damage than I anticipated. This is definitely not the kind of opening that Jaedong wanted. And I'm getting flashbacks to the Stork game on Katrina, because this is the same thing that happened there basically. Stork just killed 4 drones early on, and Jaedong just went for the E-hand tarming. So we'll see if something similar happens here. Now the Nexus has one down as well for KaL. Looks like it was a gateway opener, a gateway expand. On the other hand, again, Jaedong just has his third hatch on point. I believe he's beginning his gas shortly as well. So nothing out of the ordinary for both players. Though KaL does have a bit of an advantage just with the opening he's had so far from my perspective. One thing to mention, because this was a gateway opener versus the Forge, usually, like the Forge FE, that means I don't believe the Forge has been put down from KaL just yet. So we're less likely probably to see the +1 speed lot strategy that we saw on the first game. And even unlike the last game, I don't even think we saw a single Corsair the whole last game. We do see the Stargate is coming down from KaL. So he wants to scout Jaedong. He wants to know what's going on. He is definitely playing in the dark after the initial Zealot probe attack. And with Zerglings out, this would make any further scouting almost nigh impossible. So Lyra's coming in from Jaedong. And yeah, Hydrogen is coming in again. but he is making drones non-stop, so he'll have really nice saturation as well. So won't be. We'll have to see if he's going to add in a forced hatch, kind of like he did last game. So a heavy Hydra composition. Now we do see Citadel has one down. We see the second gateway is down as well. I do wonder potentially if we might see some cannons earlier on in KaL's line, mineral line, because we didn't see any mirrors that last game. No doubt he must know that Jaedong might want to vary up his build. Now, good thing for Jaedong, he will sell the Citadel. He'll know that more than likely Zealot speed is coming in. So the chance is going to be somewhat similar to the last game in the sense that we'll see some series lots join the fray. But the highs will also be shown as well. So this first overload will survive. Spire is about a little over halfway done. And this will be scoured by KaL as well with the Corsair. So personally, I would love to see Jaedong just add, mirrors with Scourge. I think especially with the fact that he has, his gas in the main, he's getting a couple other gases as well. He can probably go more mirrors than usual. And you can see the Scarga is not even spinning as well. Now, Forge is finished. We see the archives coming in as well. So no doubt High Templars will be joining the fray very shortly. KaL is still on 2 bases though, just building up his army. Jaedong is also building up his eco, getting his necessary tech units as well. And if not mistaken, that was another hatchery as well. Now it looks like speed might be kicking in for the Zealots very shortly. Yeah, speed has kicked in for the Zealots as well. So KaL is going again, or might be planning to go for a frontal attack. But the mirrors will be revealed as well, and KaL is definitely not ready for this, right? He still has a single Corsair, which is going to be picked up very shortly. And Jaedong will have more than enough units to fend off the Zealots as well. So KaL does not want to be losing these Zealots basically. Oh, it looks like he actually will save all of the Zealots so far. Plus the Corsair is going to be still alive. So that is a nice win for him. We'll have to see what adjustment he will make. He might just get Archons. Yeah, he's getting an Archon as well. And he is making a couple more Corsairs too. Not a bad idea. Plus he has the cannons at his bases too. So I feel like aside from the Zealot attack, he's been reading Jaedong very well this game. Now this was a nice block on the ramp as well. And you can see the Zealots are basically bugging out as well. A nice drone drill too. He does not want those Zealots to get up into his main. Now of course drones are starting to die now as well. So that's what, 2 drones have been killed or 3 drones have been killed. But killing the 6-7 Zealots for that, I still feel that's better than the alternative base. Oh no, it looks like the Zealot actually has made into his main. And that's gonna be 4 drone kills by the Zealot. And it looks like Jaedong has not reacted just yet. So this game is actually looking better and better for KaL as well. So that's 5 drone kills. And behind this, KaL is getting his natural as well. He has 2 Archons, he has a couple of Corsairs, so he is more than ready for the Mutas. Oh, and those are some big Archon hits as well, so Jaedong will have to run away too. So wow, this game has been very interesting so far. I didn't expect KaL to be so dominating from this perspective, because one thing about Jaedong was that a lot of people were writing off his ZVP, but once he beat Stork, going from 0-1 all the way to 3-1, if I'm not mistaken, especially with how strong of a macro game he was playing, a lot of people basically have been saying that it's one of his basically, he doesn't really have any weak matchups, so to speak, because we've seen his ZVZ, we've seen his ZVT, we've seen his ZVP then. But KaL's been playing both these games, the Blue Storm and this game, really, really well so far. Just the decisions have been really great, and it doesn't look like Jaedong has been playing as well as anticipated, but like, he's not over yet. Jaedong can definitely turn things around. Keep in mind, Jaedong is taking the top left base. I don't believe this has been scouted by KaL just yet. Now, finally, that cursor is killed, but keep in mind that is a nice. Oh, and the bottom right is also being taken by Jaedong as well. And there's lurkers there. I don't believe we've seen a robo just yet. Oh no, the robo is there. Okay, so I do expect that we will see observers very shortly. But if Jaedong is able to snipe the observers with the Scourge, then this will delay any chance of either base being killed. Because you can see there's two lurkers on both the top left and bottom right, and you see more and more lurkers as well. So I do wonder if we're just gonna see a heavy like potentially Ling lurker composition. Because I have a hard time seeing Jaedong make any more mirrors other than the needed amount, which is the couple with the Scourge. Now, of course, KaL does get confirmation of the bottom right, so he doesn't know about the top left though, but it looks like he is intent on potentially killing the bottom right. No, it looks like he is going towards the expansion for Jaedong, so we'll have to see what Jaedong actually has to defend this. Okay, so he does have quite a bit of units here. Oh, and the drones have been caught as well, so I don't know if KaL is going to be cluing in on this. KaL's fourth base is in trouble though, the Dragons will be denying it, but there is a bit of Zealots here, and there is a bit of Lurker in the back as well. The Observer has been killed though, the Zealots will have to turn back very shortly after killing the Sunken. So Jaedong did a great job here as well, denying the fourth base, protecting his expansion by sniping the Observer. Plus, his top left still has not been scattered, and his bottom right is still safe for now. And I know he was getting hive tech, so if he gets a Nidus to the bottom right, it's going to be very hard to break it, especially with the positioning there, just the way the things are, like the ramp, especially with a couple of lurkers. Top left is now mining as well. There's 4 different lurkers here, 2 Scourge. So Jaedong is actually starting to bring himself back into the game as well. And soon we're going to be seeing a 5 base economy kicking in completely for Jaedong versus the 3 base of KaL, basically, because the 4th just got started. Now, of course, the Observer is coming in. We'll have to see if Jaedong is able to discard. He should be able to kill the first. No, that's nice. The Observer is going to be... No, once again, this is nicely done by KaL. So KaL has a chance of potentially breaking the... more than likely breaking the bottom right. Of course, his 4th is going to be denied once again. So unfortunately for Jaedong that he's losing his bottom right, but he still has his top left, and I don't believe KaL is aware of this just yet, right? Because he hasn't really made any move towards that location. Plus, looks like Crack has kicked in, so Cracklings are ready as well. I do expect we'll see Defilers as well, maybe like a Defiler Ling Lurker combination, maybe eventually with Ultras as well. I believe this was the same way that Jaedong played versus Stork in Blue Storm in the Ever OSL finals as well. So with bottom right killed, the 4th is going to be, or looks like KaL is going to be trying to take the 4th once again. I do see a probe coming down. I believe Reefers are out as well. Unfortunate that the Scourge did not catch it, but now the Jaedong does know about the shuttle as well. So we'll have to see if he's able to actually catch it. So a couple more gateways added in. We did see what looked like the second forge as well. We'll have to see what the upgrades are for KaL. I believe he has at least +1. But I don't believe he has any of the shields. We'll have to see if there's any armor. Now the Reaver... Oh, this was a DT drop, I believe, actually. Yeah, DT drop, and more than like a high temperature drop. Yeah, so it looks like the first storm, first storm, second storm is not too bad. Oh, and that was a beautiful storm as well. You can see he's almost killed every single drone there. That's exactly what KaL needs, basically. He's got to stifle Jaedong's economy. And he is going to be trying to push the expansion, but there's way too much here, so he will be pulling back. So economical wise, KaL is in a fantastic position. Now there is a lot of Krakens making, they're going to kill his cannons, and they're going to be targeted down the Nexus. So this Nexus is going to be going down, and this is not what KaL wants, basically, right? So you have to re-establish that once again. So just buy Jaedong some time to try and drone up and get his economy up again. I do like the mini Zergling backstats because I think this is exactly what Jaedong needs basically, and that is a lot of lurkers coming in. Nice is coming in more than likely for the top left. Another slot coming in, we'll have to see if the harass is as good as the first one. More than, yeah, so just zealots basically. I believe Jaedong will have more than enough here to kill them. And looks like the shuttle. Oh, really fantastic drone pull by Jaedong. Now the zealots have killed the sunken. And I'm not sure if they got any drone, but just the pulling the drone does mean lost economical or lost economy for Jaedong. Now the shuttle has been also sniped as well. So as a mini win for Jaedong, still KaL does have control of the game, right? Like he has the map control, he's getting his fourth base, he's moving things all around, but the most important thing, the defilers are finally out for Jaedong. So this could easily turn the game around. Because, you know, some swarms, a nice plague, especially on the zealots, with a couple of lurkers spawn, and you see the whole Protoss army will melt away, basically. So the looks like the shuttle's coming in again for the expansion, probably a high Templar drop. Yeah, it is. So we'll have to see. Oh, that is a beautiful first and second storm. Only five kills though, but he is going into the main. Looks like, and the shuttle will not be escaping. So it looks like it was going to be extremely cold, but the shuttle will be killed. No, just barely in the nick of time. So Jaedong will clean this up again. He lost about what, 4 or 5 during a bit of lost mining time. He is taking the 12 o'clock, but there is a zealot there, so KaL should be aware of this. Now my question is, how is Jaedong going to be pushing this back? Because right now he's been playing on the defensive this whole game past. And again, once again, another storm drop as well. The storms haven't been as good as the last couple. Basically, just a 3 drone kills. But we do see the 5th base being taken at 6 o'clock by KaL. And personally, I actually do wonder at this point if we might see just... Okay, so the Ultra Den is out. I do wonder if we might see like a big push from Jaedong. Now that he has, what, the 10, 11 lurkers, a lot of cracklings with a couple swarms and Ultras, and I think that would be a really fearsome army as well. Now we have some robots coming in as well, more than likely Reavers, but KaL has mined out 2 of his bases, so he's going to be down to 3 base mining very shortly. On the other hand, I believe Jaedong is going to have at least 3 bases that are still running. So good news for Jaedong, he does have a bit of an upgrade advantage. I did see 2-1 for KaL. Now KaL is pushing the expansion here. And personally, I don't know about this. Jaedong has a lot of lurkers back here. That is a huge lurker fee that he has to basically. Now the Zealots are closing in with the lurkers, but if he loses a lot of his army here, this will give Jaedong a chance to basically re-establish himself. Would you see what looks like maybe a big drop coming in as well? Potentially from Jaedong. I'm not really sure where these overlords are going. Maybe the end base looks like they're coming into the base basically of KaL. So if these actually land on top of the gateways, that's going to be a lot of dead gateways basically. And if these are cracklings, that means a lot of these units gateways will be dying very, very fast because cracklings have insane DPS. And wow, we can see this is the move that Jaedong needs basically. He might be losing his 12 o'clock, but he's basically going to be camping the gateways, and you know the only thing can hit is either storms or zealots basically. Now KaL is doing a nice job of defending, but this does open up the chance for it looks like there is more than enough cannons at the bottom 6, but there should be a swarm. Yeah, a swarm has come in as well. I do expect reavers, at least a single reaver, but there is more than enough ultras here to actually kill this base. So this reaver will have to be lifted very shortly by KaL. Basically, he can't be losing units left and right regardless. So the reaver has been killed, the shuttle has been sniped as well. 6 o'clock is going to fall, it's going to die as well. And if the bottom right falls as well, this will put Jaedong in a really, really nice position too. Plus, at this time, at this point, KaL is actually fighting under the swarm, so this is not great for him. Plus, we see another swarm coming as well. So KaL's army, so what is it basically? It was quite fierce, but we see more and more of his units are dying, and he is pulling back. And so what's the army is like? Because you can see Jaedong's army, at least, you know, Ultra Ling. Oh, and this a Reaver is going to be picked up, another High Templar, and another Reaver is going to be picked up as well. There also are some nice storms though from KaL. Now bottom right, I believe it was carried by Jaedong, so I do expect that to be killed very shortly. Yeah, it's going to be killed very shortly. Now there is a couple of else here though. There is a beautiful storm as well. So yeah, it looks like this base is going to be killed. More and more Zerglings, I believe, are coming in to kill it. So, and if this base dies, especially with Jaedong trying to establish the 6 o'clock for himself, and if he's able to manage to do it, he actually will bring himself back into the game. So we're just seeing a FPV for Jaedong. Now there is a nice Zealot Archon army, but Plague, Swarm, a couple of Krakens with Ultras with more than enough to take care of this. Now KaL is trying to push towards the 6 o'clock. He does not want this base to go up. Oh, and that is a beautiful, beautiful storm as well. Beautiful second storm too. He is getting on top of the lurker as well. But there is about 3 to 4 lurkers here too. There is a couple of ultras as well. So he needs to get a better spread for the zealots. That is nice spread as well. Jaedong definitely needs the swarm. Keep in mind the observer has been killed as well, but more and more zealots or more and more Zerglings are coming in from the back as well. So it looks like Jaedong will be cleaning this up and saving his 6 o'clock, and he needs to keep this base alive as well. Because even for Jaedong, he will slowly be mining up his other bases too. So just looking at the bases for KaL, you can see his main expense have been mined out. His NAT is getting on the lower side as well, plus his mineral, his 4th base as well. On the other hand, Jaedong has just re-established his 6th. He's actually taken the 12 o'clock, which has not been killed, and he has a huge Zergling Ultra army. So he's going to be killing the first Reaver as well. Now, KaL is doing a great job with the micro as well, but swarms have come down as well. That means that all the cannons are doing nothing, and the GG comes in, so Jaedong brings it back. So 1-1 tied up now. So let's get the third game started. Match is Katrina fighting so our yellow Zerg at the 3 o'clock spawn is going to be Jaedong. And our white Protoss at the 8 o'clock spawn is going to be KaL. Now we've seen again a couple of PVZs on this map as well. One of the things that was pretty common, drops, more specifically Hydra Lurker drops into the expansion. And even not even in this MSL, but in some of the previous MSLs also that this map was played on, drops were extremely common, so Hydra drops. So I do expect that we might be seeing this if the game goes on long enough. Spawn-wise though, the players are far enough away from each other compared to some other spawns, such as let's say a 12 and 3 or 6 and 8 basically. Strategy-wise, we've seen a lot of different kind of strategies on this map. Gateway and Forge openings for Protoss players. We've seen Hatchery firsts, which are quite common for Zergs, although Pool firsts also are a possibility. But Again, considering the spawn for this map, like this, the travel distances and just overall architecture, I do feel like Hatchery first is probably the best option for Zergs, unless you feel like a proxy gateway or proxy racks, whoever is going to be hitting you very shortly. So it looks like the Hatchery first is coming in from Jaedong. We did see the pilot come down as well. So we'll have to see if the gateway has been plopped down by KaL or if he's going to go with something like a Nexus opener. And looks like, yeah, looks like he actually goes for the Nexus first. So I actually really like this from KaL. He is playing it a bit risky, but he also realizes that Jaedong can be anywhere basically. Now looking at this map versus Zerg, 3-1 for KaL. I know there was 2 games, Quanner and Saver were at least one of those wins, so that's 2 wins there. So expansion into Forge, probably adding a cannon up ASAP. On the other hand, Jaedong versus Protoss, 2-0 on this map as well. So both players have been playing this map pretty decently with a small sample size. Looks like a third hatch is going to be going down on point. And one thing regarding this, I mean, the fort isn't done yet, but Savior actually got a hatch in the exact same position and was canrossed by KaL. So there is always a potential for this, but the pool should be pretty close to getting done basically. Yeah, the port is finished at this point, so none of that Sernangs will be working. I do expect to see a can coming up. Yeah, so the can is coming up as well. Now, one thing to mention, Jaedong still hasn't scouted KaL's base, so he doesn't actually know what KaL has been up to, which is why we see one of the Zergs going out to scout. All he knows is that KaL is not at the 12 o'clock. On the other hand, KaL has gotten a lot of intel. He knows that there's a hatchery that has been finished. He knows the pool is finished. He more than likely will be scouting that third base if the probe is kept alive long enough. So this is pretty great news for him as well. Now we see, a fourth hatch come down again. It's very interesting. So Jaedong has been doing a lot of the adding a fourth hatch pretty fast, basically. So I have to see if this indicates any kind of aggressive play or if he's just his normal strategy, basically just a bit of a spin throughout these games. Now the gas we did see the gas in the expansion being taken. Nothing for the main just yet. The force hatch will be scared by the probe, but the probe is almost killed as well. Of course, KaL is doing a great job keeping it alive. Then the coal is done. I do expect the Stargate. Yeah, Stargate is building on time as well. Of course, KaL should know, having scoured the base, that there is no hydrogen yet. No Spire, obviously. He hasn't seen any alert coming. He knows also know the gas was just taken recently as well. So Jaedong does have to kill the probe ASAP. So Lair is coming in finally for Jaedong. Hydrogen has been plopped down as well. And the third base has been scoured by KaL, so he does see a couple of drones mining as well. And on the other hand, his target is almost finished, but he has no units, so I don't anticipate any kind of aggression. He's looking to kill the Overlord though with the first goon. Definitely a nice idea if he manages it. But Jaedong does anticipate this, and he is moving the Overlord out of harm's way. So that Overlord will live for another day. You can see quite the crowd for both of these players. Pretty big fan favorites, especially seeing a Protoss in the finals as well. Now this one Overlord comes and does see the Robo as well. We could potentially be seeing Ser Reaver potentially, or could potentially just be for defense as well. I mean, we'll have to see. Now this course is going to scout around Jaedong's base and try and get some idea of what's going on. The Goon looks like it's going to be escaping because Jaedong hasn't managed a full round just yet. So both players are playing this really well. So yeah, so the Reavers are going to be coming in. But of course, we didn't discount the Robo, so he doesn't know what is coming in. Plus, he's going to have the Spire finishing soon, so he'll have Scourge for the shuttle as well. Losing the shuttle will shut down the strategy completely. And it looks like it's going to actually be one Stargate Reaver, which is very interesting. We've seen two variations where sometimes the Protoss will add two Stargates with the Robo, and somewhere they add the one Stargate with the Robo. I believe the one can work pretty well as well, but the two is more of a surprise as well, right? Like you hide the Corsairs, come in, kill all the Overlords, and have the Hydras chase you around the map as you kill drones, basically. One thing, KaL does have to be careful with his small army as well. I think, considering how small his gateway army is, he doesn't want to be losing them without getting some good returns as well. First Reaver is out, more gateways are coming in as well, plus the Citadel of Adun. So more than likely Speed Zeal's coming in again. But Jaedong does have a really nice spread as well around the map, so he's going to be able to catch any and all move outs. You can see even patrolling Zerglings back and forth. Plus, one thing I love, he has the Scourge all the way. No, is he going to be scanning with this? Oh wow, okay. Oh! No, looks like he actually does not see the shuttle basically. He can also kill the shuttle there, wow. That would have probably put this game completely in Jaedong's favor. Leaving a shuttle with a Reaver in it is not what you want to be doing as a Protoss. Of course, one thing to mention, Jaedong has been bending his army up. So you can see he has more and more Hydras coming in. He is putting up some Static D as well. Some Sunkens are coming down his third base. And he's aware of the shuttle. So he is going to be trying to defend against this. We'll have to see what KaL's control is like. The Reaver has come down as well. The shuttle is going to be sniped. This will be extremely bad for KaL. Oh, the Reaver has one down as well. The Reaver has been killed. And the Zelt as well. So a couple of drone kills, but you know what? Losing the Reaver is probably bigger as well. So this is nicely done by Jaedong. Nice, really nice defense. KaL's control just wasn't there for this one from my perspective. So Archives coming in. Storm will probably High Tempest will probably join the army very shortly as well. But we need more and more gateways. I believe there's only been what, 2 gateways added, so we're up to 3 there. Now there is a sizable Corsair amount here as well, and the shuttle speed as well. So we will have to see how KaL manages this as well. The Reaver will scout the 4th base, but no drones there, can't really do anything. But this does give Jaedong an idea of where the Reaver is. You can kind of see he is or the shuttle is, so he is moving in anticipation. Oh, and you know what? One thing I do love here, he is sending a single Scourge. He knows that the shuttle is there, so he's trying to basically anticipate where the shuttle is and use the other 2 Scourge to kill. But that is quite a lot of Zealts coming in, so Speed Zealts coming in. Now there is quite a bit of Hydras, and there is a 2 Sunkens at Jaedong's 3rd base. But if this was coupled in from the Reaver, it could be extremely hard to defend. And that 4th base is also extremely exposed as well. So it looks like KaL is actually aiming for that 4th base. The Sunkens will not be up in time. And does Jaedong have enough Hydras to actually defend against this? And it looks like I can see some units are coming in, but honestly, I don't feel like he has enough here. The Zealots plus the Reaver means this will be extremely hard to defend against. And those are some beautiful Scarabs from KaL. So Jaedong is going to be turning back. Oh, and that was a beautiful Scarab as well. Now the Reaver has been killed, but more and more Zealots are coming in as well. But that is a lot of Hydras. Oh my god. So actually, looks like Jaedong might be able to defend this. I see more and more Hydras are coming in, and he is doing a great job with the micro as well. So KaL is pulling back. He does not manage to kill the 4th base, which is actually extremely bad for him. Plus, he has lost the Reaver as well, so he has to rebuild the Reaver. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the shuttle mine was sniped as well. So Jaedong has managed to defend this so far, plus he has Barrier as well. Oh, but no, there is another drop into the main of into the expansion of Jaedong. Looks it's a DT drop. So they're gonna kill the Slunkins. The drones will have the pulled. Oh, and the fourth base is going to be target done as well. So that has been killed. This is really nicely done by KaL. Basically, he's targeting two locations at once, and he is forcing Jaedong's Hydras to pull back too. Keep in mind, this is also less money for the drones as well, right? He had to move all his drones out to the main. He cleans this up though, but his fourth has been lost. On the other hand, the third is being established for KaL. So KaL is actually putting himself in a really nice position. If he gets a couple of cannons up, especially with Reaver or High Templar support, that third will be extremely hard to break as well. Of course, keep in mind Jaedong's economy has really been great so far. He hasn't lost a ton of drones to the harass basically, but he does have the bar. He is expecting another shuttle to come in, and he is planning to snipe it as well. So if he snipes it, that would be really nice for him. Now, one thing to mention, we do have speed. The overlords have speed. Since the overlords have speed, I do expect drops to be researched soon. And I just, a Hydra drop, a couple Hydras being dropped in the back end of the cannon, causing the probes to be pulled. That will do a lot of damage and cause KaL to pull a lot of his army back to defend, basically. Of course, KaL's army is now quite sizable. And with Reaver support, we'll have to see what Jaedong can, basically, if he can hold here. That is a nice snipe on the shuttle. He gets the Reaver as well. He only uses a couple of Hydras. This is really nice. Plus, Lurkers are here as well. He has 5 of them building as well. So KaL will have to pull back as well. I don't believe he has any observers with his army. That is a nice, beautiful storm though, and he's going to get 3 Lurkers as well. On top of that, he gets another 4th. Oh wow, nicely done with the storms from KaL. But again, he is being forced to pull back. Honestly, at this point, feels like Jaedong should take the 4th base near his main there. There's a little one near on the low ground. That would probably be easier for him to defend, since it's a little further away from the angle that the Protoss is attacking from KaL. So observers are out, so KaL is going to be making another push again. His army is starting to look more and more sizable, plus he has added a couple more gateways as well, and he has a lot more cannons as his third, so that base is really, really well defended. We'll have to see if Jaedong can hold this. He does have more Lurkers coming in as well. Of course, there is storms too, so we'll have to see what the storms are like. Oh, and the first observer has been killed, and this will force KaL once again to move back. So common strategy, killing the observers, means that a lot of Porsche players will pull back unless they know there's a single Reaver there, basically. And this will buy Jaedong more and more time to get more and more Lurkers up, basically. Which would mean that this 4th base will be surviving, so this can get more and more fortified. I do expect that we'll see more and more storm drops coming in. The 3rd base would be prime location for a nice storm drop. High Templars from the low ground can definitely kill the base there. We can see Jaedong does have a... That's either... okay, so... He might have wanted to try and bury their Lurker on the low ground, or it might have been a mistake for pathing. But he can definitely get High Templars at the bottom of the 3rd there and storm the drones from the bottom. Yeah, looks like that's what he's doing. So he's going to get some nice juicy drone kill. That's going to be 4 drones killed. So nicely done from KaL. This is one of the ways that you can use the map to your advantage, basically. Queen's Nest is coming in. The shuttle just barely missed by Jaedong. No, he actually sees he is going to be coming in to try and snipe the shuttle. Oh, and we see what the storm is like. It's a beautiful storm from KaL. Oh, wow. We see the 7 drones killed there, basically. Of course, Jaedong's 4th base now is established. And KaL does have to break this, basically. I mean, he's on 3 base, getting his 4th base equal. He's a nice position. But as the base count for the Zerg grows, as the gas grows, it becomes hard and hard to contend with them, especially if Defiers come into the mix as well. And we did see that in the last game as well. Once again, some nice storms from KaL, but the observer has been sniped, so he is pulling back. Hive Tech is on the way for Jaedong. We will see what he decides to do. More than likely, probably the Lurker, Ling Lurker Defiler into with ultras. Jaedong is attacking the third base as well. We don't see much units here as well. A couple of Zs are coming in. He can definitely micro against it, but there is high templates coming in the back, and we see the whole army of KaL has been forced to turn around as well. He does have to respond to this threat. This does give Jaedong more and more time to refortify his fort, which should be mining at this point in time. You can kind of see Jaedong is slowly getting into his rhythm, right? So KaL's had some really nice early mid-game. Late game though, Jaedong is getting into starting to slowly control the flow basically. And you can see he has a really sizable army. On the other hand, he does have about 5 lurkers at the bottom. And honestly, if he just had a couple of Scourge with Overlords and snipes the observers all day long, that base would be completely safe. But if the third base gets killed or the expansion, KaL will be in trouble from my perspective. Now he is doing a nice job with the observers. They haven't been killed just yet. Beautifully done from KaL. So he's actually going to be breaking this lurker free. But keep in mind, there is a huge amount of Hydras and Links coming into the expansion for KaL. And what can he do, right? Like there's a lot of units coming into his base. His 2 gateways are down, basically. Another 2 are going to be more than likely killed. This will also isolate his main from his 3rd and 4th base. So Jaedong could technically pull back if he doesn't want to push any further and kill the 3rd. But looks like actually Jaedong is going to be going for the chase for the juggler, basically. He's going to go straight for the main. On the other hand, KaL is going for the 3rd base of Jaedong. I personally don't know about this, honestly. And you can kind of see this is doing a lot more damage. So Jaedong is going to probably come out ahead on this in this trade basically, because all we see is Goons versus Hydras from KaL versus Jaedong at this point. And the main is going to be killed. A lot of the techs are going to be going down. The robo is going to be dying as well. The army has been cleaned up by Jaedong. And what does KaL have? Once those 4 gateways are going to go down, he's going to have no more gateways to make any units, basically. So he has to remake everything as well. Plus, a lot of his tech is in the back of his base, too. So this counter attack was really nicely done from Jaedong. I do wonder if part of it he knew that the fourth was going to be attacked. He decided to go for the attack nonetheless. And plus he does have a big attack coming in as well. If the cannons go down, I believe this will mean no detection, but there is an observer there as well. But I don't believe that KaL is going to be able to defend this. And you can kind of see what I mean. The 4th base is going to go down. The expansion is under fire as well. So this is Jaedong's game. So Jaedong will be taking this game. Will be going up 2-1 in the series. Really, really nicely done by him. He might have lost the 4th base. But he's basically killed. He's going to be killing 2 to 3 mining bases basically. And GG comes in 2-1 in Jaedong's favor. So let's get the 4th game started. Map will be Zodiac. Fighting. So our white Zerg at 12 o'clock, it's going to be Jaedong. And our brown Protoss at the 8 o'clock is going to be KaL. So one thing about this map, or at least these spawns basically, not the longest spawns in the game in terms of travel distance. And Jaedong is the devil picture. So these are not the longest spawns in the game and the travel distances for this map. But keep in mind the expansion for Jaedong is going to be expanding towards KaL, so to speak. On the other hand, KaL will be expanding away from Jaedong. So Jaedong will be expanding towards the 11 o'clock, while KaL's going to be more towards the 6 o'clock. So it's going to be more towards the 4 o'clock, so to speak. So it's going to be further away. So it does mean that if Jaedong wants to do any kind of harass, he'll have to fly all the way around. So this is a bit advantageous for KaL, I would say. On the other hand, any mirrors or anything like that, if Jaedong wants to beeline to the main, then this will definitely be nicer for him. We'll have to wait and see what either of them do. Now Jaedong, more than likely, probably a 12 hatch. And we can see the drone is coming down as well. For KaL, we did see the pylon near his nat. Could be a forge opener, much like the first game. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a forge opener as well. So nothing out of the ordinary. Now what's interesting is we do see 2 probes scouting, and typically a lot of pros will scout with the 1 because it's lost mining time and economy when you have 2. But looks like KaL is worried about any kind of potential aggression from Jaedong. So playing it safe, which is not a bad idea. The pool has went down for Jaedong, so KaL should be able to scout this. So this should mean that he's more than likely will get the expansion or the nexus before he puts down his cannon. He'll have more than enough time to do that. Might even get the gateway down first as well, and then get the cannon right after. There's enough travel distance here. Plus, there's also no guarantee that Jaedong will make, it's like 4, 6, 8 links to go on the offensive. He doesn't even really know where KaL is just yet. Now, ZVP on this map, Zerg's favor, 9-5. So this can play to Jaedong's advantage, might help him go up 3-1 as well. The third base though has been denied for now from KaL with the pylon block. So that's mini win for him. So you can see, yeah, the cannon just going down right after the gateway and the nexus. So it looks like the third base actually gets taken in the main, or it gets popped into the main of Jaedong. I do expect that he will get it at the expansion again because the plan has been cancelled, but we'll have to wait and see. Likewise, we'll have to see if he's going to be getting the lure soon. The gas is, he's already started mining gas as well. So you don't typically want to be delaying the gas for that long. Core is coming down from KaL, plus his next is finished as well. So I do expect maybe we'll see eventually Stargates being added on as well, even though he does see what Jaedong is up to. The layer has also started from Jaedong as well. But KaL's doing a great job keeping the probe alive. Oh, but finally gets killed as well. So we'll have to see if Jaedong will add like the hydrogen at this point, or what else he would like to do basically. We have seen both his Hydra and Amira play, and I believe this game will go for the long macro game. Then Jaedong definitely has a chance to basically win, especially how we've seen how the last 2 games are. But if the game is more of KaL's advantage into early mid with a really nice position for him, then KaL can definitely take the game as it goes into the later portion basically. So KaL's better in the early mid compared to the late, which is Jaedong's forte. So it looks like a Spiral's coming. Yeah, Spiral's been put down. The probe is carrying around as well, but will be cut by the Lings. We will see the Citadel once again, so we could potentially see a repeat of the first game, although I don't see the +1 spinning just yet. We'll have to wait and see. Could potentially be the +1 speed lock. Now, probe has finally been killed. So speed has kicked in. The third base for Jaedong has been taken as well. And we do see there is a bit of concern from KaL as well. So KaL's aware about a run by, so he's adding a second can as well. And these Zerglings, yeah, so it's going to be killing a couple of probes. There's 3 probes killed. Oh, and that's a really nice position that Jaedong is taking. And looks, he can honestly just even walk into the main if he wants to, just behind, I believe, the mineral. But that's 4 probe kills. Wow. Yeah, so he's can definitely. Oh no, but it's closed off, unfortunately for him. But you know what? 4 probes being killed. He's gonna kill a 5th probe as well. 6 probe as well. Oh wow. He can even get a 7 probe. No, 6 probe kills, and he's only lost a single Ling. So get 7 probes. He might lose the Lings, but you know what? 7 probes. This is really, really huge at this point, because you can kind of remember in some of the earlier guns, especially even the second game, KaL was killing what, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones, but now we've got 7 drones being killed. Now, of course, we do see archives, so we do see that High Temple are probably going to come in. I do see. I wonder if it's going to be like a speed-led Archon kind of attack. Spy has been killed. Jaedong doesn't really have honestly much defense at his front, and we do see that KaL is actually going on the offensive as well. Although he doesn't really have much. So I could be wrong, but we see only the single can for KaL. No, actually a couple more cans have been added in. Only a single one is finished though. And unless an Archon is coming in, this is going to be doing a lot of damage basically. And nicely done from Jaedong. He pulls back the wounded Muta as well. So the probes are basically fleeing into the expansion. I don't know how many cannons. We only saw the 2 cannons at the front there. But this is really nice one from Jaedong as well. You can see there's no probes here basically. So, or no cannons here, no defense basically. So basically KaL was unfortunately playing it really risky. I mean, his first half High Templar is out, but his second one is going to be sniped as well. And if Jaedong finds the first one, he will be killing it soon. And yeah, he will be killing the High Templar very shortly as well. So there's been so much damage done honestly at this point between the 7 probes killed earlier, the delayed mining at the expansion, all the probe kills with the Mutas, that unless Jaedong makes a huge blunder, this is Jaedong's game to take at this point. Good thing first Archon is out. This one means that the Muta harass will be a little more difficult. But keep in mind, Archons are beefy, especially with the pathing as well. You can kind of see Jaedong is just going to swoop in back and out. He's going to probably destroy the whole economy of KaL just through the Muta micro. On the other hand, you can see he's just droning up behind it and getting more and more Mutas basically. And if he just keeps killing the High Templars, no Archons coming in, no Storm, and with only 2 gates producing, well 3 gates basically, that means yeah, plus he has added in the hires as well, so personally I feel like Jaedong also should just kill the probes mining the gas and just you know, camp the gateways. You know, and when you have Archons, making Zerg to fight Archons, you can kind of see like basically KaL is trying to do whatever he's able to. Now, nice split from Jaedong as well, but GG comes in. This was really nicely done by Jaedong. So Jaedong is going to be our winner. He's just won the previous OSL. He's going to be winning this MSL as well, 3-1. Though this was a nice season from both players too.